Hello, friends and creators. In today's video, join me from concept to creation, where we go on an epic journey creating this very custom band with two pockets made specifically to hold this notebook in this crazy lapbook creation. Welcome, my friends, to day 2 of the Lapbook project. Dun dun dun! So I guess the word of the day is interactive. Making these books, how interactive do you want to make them? Coming up with original ideas is hard. So you have to keep yourself in a state of interest, intrigue, curiosity. How can I make this work? So this has turned out very successful. This is going to be on this side. The book fits in here nice. I'm going to have some sort of steampunk something or other here that keeps this from opening, or at least, yeah, it's going to help keep the book from sliding out. But then in the spaces, I want to make conversation about bottles. Right? How cute would it be to have a row, whatever's there to keep it shut, right? So 2 small vials. And then along the side here, I don't know, is it risky because they're glass? I don't know. But when I think steampunk, I can picture people with belts and bracers that have like small vials on them. So I'm going to remain open to that conversation for this side. And the way that fits against this page here, I don't think there's much I'll be able to do here. Maybe a pocket or two for 1 or 2 things. The same goes for this side. But when you open this, I'm going to put the notebook in here. So you open it up, notebook, and the question was, do I want to glue it down and reconstruct the inside to junk journal pages as opposed to a notebook, which I may or may not still do. But I think instead of gluing this down, I'm going to create a strap in the back with fabric, and I'm kind of liking this fabric right here. If I'm going with vintage and botanical, steampunk, so it has like the perfect kind of brown colors in it with the cute little flowers. So I think what I want to do is make a strip here so that you can still open the book without taking it out, but if you want to take it out, you can slide it out this way. And this little section here, I'm thinking is going to hold a pen of some sort. If it can be this wooden one with the ladybugs on it, would be kind of cool, but that might be too thick. And over here, I'm seeing, you know, like file folder flippy kind of pages, because there's plenty of room to stack when you close it, right, and you stand it up here. There's enough room there, assuming I don't bulk out the pages in the book, to have some flip out folders here. And then I may make a pocket in the front for this little book. And I did, going through my scraps, just find this fun piece, which would probably look great on the spine. Right, wrapped over with this on the front. Oh yes, please. Patience, persistence, experimentation. I do love this fabric too. So I've seen other videos where they paint the edges, but in my heart I'm thinking I want to put down scrapbook paper. You know, I have a lot of vintage looking scrapbook paper. So with that in mind, I think I should create this little strap here next to explain. So if the fabric, it'll be narrower than this. It'll be like this and like this. So that you can slide the book out, right? So if the fabric is glued in like that and like that, I feel like I should do that now, because then however I cover this back page with scrapbook paper, it can cover this part that's going to be glued in. I haven't had the sewing machine out in a while, and I do have some sewing repairs I should do, so maybe I'll make this strip do some sewing today. Whew, not quite what I expected. Alright, so I cut out some fabric, some of that fabric. But of course, now that I'm thinking, oh, there's fabric here, what else can we do with fabric that's interactive? So before I even sew it and bind it, right, so this is going to be like this and like this. What if there was a pocket or two in the fabric? I mean, the book would still have to be able to close, right? The book would have to be flat, but there's flat things you could hide in here. Some tags or something, some swatches. So now I have to figure out the sewing of this. I think the width that I created it here, and I just eyeballed it, will be good enough to hold the book in while giving plenty of room to slide it in and out. And I probably have more than enough overhang for this, the part that's going to actually be attached to the book. There was some notion in my head about if it's going to be steampunk, that running across the top here is going to look like rivets. But whatever rivets, if I did real rivets, they'd have to show out here too, which may not be bad. This really is a conversation about the enjoyment of creation, exploring, trying to put it together, and not the happiness of having it done, because otherwise I'd go crazy. So I have to just enjoy the process here and let it build over time. So I'm not expecting this to be done in a day or two. Maybe it'll take a month or more. Maybe I work on this, take a break, work on something else, which is why I'm doing the videos this way now, where you're going to see what I'm up to as I'm going along, not waiting until the project is done. That's just cray-cray. Alright, so let's think about this then. Let's get the book out of the way. Just for the heck of it, let's take a measurement. It's about 2 3/4, 2.5 would probably be fine. I have more than enough material here. Give credit where credit is due. Cranston Printworks Company, VIP print, a VIP print. Now, if I'm going to make pockets, I want to do more than just a slit in the fabric. I think I want to actually have a little pouch under there, don't I? Simple pouch. Brain is processing. Hear the wheels turning. I need a sound effect for the wheels and the gears going chung 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 chung. Clackety clackety clack. Alright, so if I'm just focused on the strap, I would cut it to size where I just have an overlap. You know, like I would cut it here, turn it inside out, run a seam, turn it right side out, and then boom, I would just have a strap. That'd be the simple thing to do. But if I want to create little pockets, I would have to create the pouches and sew them in here first and then do that. You know, like make a little pouch. If I cut this into a little square, ran a seam, and then when I make the slit in here, I'd have to sew that onto the slit. And I have more than enough scrap. I could make 2 pockets. I think I want 2 pockets rather than 1 long pocket. No, 2 pockets, 2 small pockets. Maybe I should make the little pockets first. Oh, okay, the idea of sewing is distracting me. That takes effort. I actually took the time to go iron this little piece, and eventually I'm just going to fold it in half inside out and run a seam and turn it right side out. But because, you know, I have to complicate things, I want those 2 pockets. I'm going to make 2 pockets. So, let's see. I want to pretend so eventually it's going to be something like this. So let's just say then two-inch buttonholes at each of those lines and open it up so that I have a reinforced cut in here. Then once that is open, then I can create pockets, inside pockets. So I finished making those 2-inch wide manual buttonhole stitches. And now I want to open them up. I'm afraid. Very cool. And you know, with it being a vintage kind of steampunk, I don't mind the little threads. Hello, everybody. She is so silly. This is why we call it Laughs a Lot Studios. Oh, that one went even smoother. Look, we can have a chorus now. La la la. La 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 la. La la la. La la la. The Lady Laughs a Lot Show. All my intros now, right? All my. Welcome to Laughs a Lot Studios. I actually have the right color to match that back. That's incredible. I say that because most people give me scraps. It's not like I've created something with this and bought the thread to go with it. So I always try to avoid doing any extra stitching, so I was hoping to just keep that folded. But I think in order to attach part of the pocket to the top here and then part of the pocket to the bottom, I'm going to have to cut this because one's going to be higher than the other. And plus in the sewing of it, I'll have to splay them open. So I think I'm going to cut this. I had 2 pockets, so I'm going to cut the other one. And so this will be on the inside. Did I happen to mention that I had reinforced the back of those buttonhole stitches with extra fabric? Not that it matters too much, but I want the inside of the fabric, the good side, on the inside of the pocket. So if this is going to get sewn like that, flipped up, and then this one's going to get sewn, whoops, like this. And then bring it down and sandwich them together and trim them. So all that's left now, they're attached by the hole, will be to sew a pocket. I want to mark right this pocket. I only want it to come as far as there. Guess I could cut. So let's take a minute. Right, we don't want this pocket overlapping that seam. Let's do this pocket first. Just so we want to right around there. And just like that, we have pockets. Yeah, and just like that. Don't we wish that sometimes life could go as fast as video editing fast? I'll have to look at when I started capturing video to now and see how long it really took and maybe put how long it took right there. Alright, so anyway, cute little pockets, cute little pockets. And you know, there is an opening right here that like I should hand stitch. But I think, honestly, for what this is going to be used for, I don't have to go into that much detail. I can't believe I have pockets, right? And so now what I really want to do is inside out take this and just run a seam down here and then turn it right side out. This is always fun. Oh. Ooh. I would iron this now. Oh, this crazy thing. Okay, right. So eventually this is going to be the cover. I'm going to open it up. Right, I'm going to skip outside for a minute, go this way. This is where this is going to be, with a pen of some sorts and stuff here. But then you can take the pen out and then you can go through the book without taking it out. But then if you wanted to, you can just slip the book out. Then you have the book. But meanwhile, the band stays in there. That's it for today. That was enough. That was an accomplishment. Woo! Mwah. Thank you for watching, and until we meet again, be well, laugh at life, laugh a lot. Love you guys.